ATN, Nairobi.
Now, let's move back to Mandera County, and as conversations on the alleged presence of Jubaland forces on the Kenyan county of Mandera gather pace, many are wondering why our security agencies are hesitant to take action. However, the background to the current stalemate has its own background. Alex Kiaria has been keeping tabs on this and brings us the real connection between Kenya and Jubaland forces, and that story is narrated by Grace Nganga.
When Kenya deployed her forces in Somalia in 2011 to pursue al-Shabaab militants, it found a new ally. Sheikh Ahmed Mohammed Islam, or Ahmed Madobe, was the leader of a jihadist group called Raskambodi Movement that had been fighting al-Shabaab for control of Kismayo since 2009. With the backing of Kenyan forces, Kismayo fell on the 1st of October 2012. Madobe, a man born in Ethiopia and later moved to Somalia, was later elected as the leader of Jubaland, a newly created state in Somalia with the tacit support of Kenya and Ethiopia. The formation of the state sought to protect Kenya against persistent al-Shabaab attacks from militants stationed in southern Somalia.
I would say this is just an unraveling of that thought that we were going to put a buffer zone inside Somalia to try and take...
To ward off al-Shabaab?
To try and take the war as far away as possible from Garissa, Wajir and Mandera. But the exact opposite is happening in Mandera particularly, and it's very unfortunate. And we call on the government to deal with this matter once and for all.
Madobe has led the region for the third term now, a term that has put the semi-autonomous state at loggerheads with Mogadishu because it was a form of defiance against Mogadishu. After his election in 2022, President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud enacted a raft of political reforms that sought to end the clan-based politics of Somalia. Some of these focused on the legitimacy of autonomy of some regions, including Somaliland and Puntland. Madobe, opposing Mogadishu's reforms, issued an arrest warrant against President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud through a court based in Kismayo, the capital of Jubaland. President Mohamud later deployed forces into the region, backed by Turkey and some local militias.
Jubaland forces under the Somali government forces, they have started last year through the election. Because there's a region called Gedo. The Gedo region wanted to have their own state, that they think that being with Jubaland, they feel like they're being discriminated.
Fighting against these strong allies has been daunting, as Jubaland forces were driven out, seeking refuge in the place that they perceive as safe and friendly, Kenya. However, the manner in which Kenyan leadership has been going about this open secret has left many asking hard questions. Yet, the silence from the Defense Ministry has been too loud.
The clan confusion that is happening in Somalia will not affect in Mandera, because Mandera is totally a different country. It's a Kenyan territory.
There is no cause for alarm. There is no politicization of security. Is not necessary. I know there are some people who want to score cheap political benefits from it. It is not in the interest of this government or this administration to do politics or to do a political ping pong with opposition leaders and any other person on matter of security.
We have a family, we have a business to run. We don't know what they are planning or what they are doing to plan and why they are there. We don't have any information about that. But as a resident, our security is not guaranteed.
This is one of the many conflicts within a major conflict in Somalia, a conflict that has drawn in neighboring nations like Kenya and Somalia, both that have had convoluted ties with Mogadishu.
Now, let's take a look at what is on your bold and favorite newspaper tomorrow. That is the Saturday Standard.